Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber. And first of all, I want to get something out of the way. Rest in peace, Stanley. You made some cool stuff. You had a really good life. I even got to meet you one time. It was really cool. You seem like a really awesome guy who found a lot of joy in life in a lot of stuff he did. And it is sad that you are gone, but you did live to a ripe old age of 95. So, Stanley, I hope that you're in a much better place. All right, now let's move on and talk about the global news. Yeah, there's a lot of times where it feels like lately it's just been JP, 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 JP. Well, kind of. I mean, Japan has had a lot of big news recently, and yes, I do know that my microphone is kind of weird lately. I'm not entirely sure what the hell that's about, but I don't know. I'll try and figure it. Like, I've upped the volume on it, so I am listening to you. I'm just not really sure what the issue is. So yes, tonight there was a global news video that dropped that had quite a bit of new information. And since JP is kind of in a point right now where I don't give a crap about Seoul, let's talk about, the global news instead. And one of the big global newses was the new awakenings. And thank God, because you know what? I actually really enjoy seeing the global awakenings happen for 7 stars. Why? Because it's actually interesting to see how, Gummy responds to basically what units were particularly underpowered, what units were particularly overpowered. So Gimme just kind of, they've been a little slow, it feels like, with getting some units out, and that makes me wonder if we're going to see some big enhancements for some of these units. But let's talk about the actual batch first. So Gladio, Noctis, Lunera, oh, love you, Lunera, Roy, Balthier, Folin, CG Sakura, CG Laswell, Freyvia, Lauren, and Elfrida. Now, let's talk about who I expect to be the best units based on JP. The best units in this bunch, well, first of all, I'm going to give a shout out to Lauren or Lorraine or whatever the hell she's called on the JP, or on the global side, the 2-sword girl that was money on the JP side, but is apparently a rare gacha on the global side. So that's kind of interesting. She becomes a really good debuffer, especially with her own TMR, and she's just a solid unit into the future. So I have to give Lorraine, whatever you call her, I have to give her big thumbs up. Excuse me. Next up, Noctis. Now, you may be thinking, hey, Noctis isn't that great, is he? Well, yeah, Noctis is actually kind of just amazing, especially when it comes to Arena. Arena in the future just becomes kind of a nightmare between evasion units and units that have a ton of HP and just a lot of other things. So it's not really a good thing to see a Noctis in Arena. But Noctis' 7-star should not be underestimated. Now, Noctis as a damage dealer, probably not a big thing. And I don't expect him to be severely overpowered for the global side for a couple of reasons. I mean, in the future, we're going to get a CG version of him, so I don't think that we need to have a really strong this Noctis. But yeah, his 7-star does have a really great ability that basically uses all of his blasts, potentially multiple times, in a single turn, and it can be double casted. In other words, if you're dual wielding, then Noctis just procs it twice. It is one of the worst Arena abilities to ever come across, because it can potentially cause status effects as well as stop you at the same time. Global people, enjoy. And with that being said, one of the, I think, who will still be the top tier unit out of this batch, before buffs, just on my expectations, is CG Sakura. CG Sakura's damage stacking, her pentacasting, is still very, very strong even to this day on the JP side, and she got some really good enhancements. So she is still very strong on the JP side, but she's just a solid support and damage unit, and she's useful versus Odin as well as Leviathan if you haven't cleared their 3-star versions yet. So yeah, gotta give that. Now, going far into the future, let's look at now. How have these units lasted on the JP side, except for Freyvia? Duh. All right, so Elfrida, definitely not a thing anymore. She is just okay. She is not that great. Nobody uses her. I love her, but that doesn't change the fact that her 7-star just isn't that exciting in any way, shape, or form. Especially when there are just better provoke and better cover tanks out there. Elfrida just kind of fell off, which is too bad. I love her design, but yeah. Bolin can do a lot of damage when he first comes out because of just the wind element and just the jump kind of boost that he gets. So Bolin is pretty strong, but will fall off incredibly hard versus CG Sid. CG Sid is just the best Dragoon, period, and he's exactly what you're looking for in a Dragoon. So yeah, Bolin, cool, barring enhancements, nothing that special. Balthier, again, not a particularly special unit. His enhancements didn't really help him all that much. His super TMR is, like all super TMRs are good. But really into the future, Balthier just not the leading man. He's not the leading man in damage. Moving on. Lorraine, for you, Evil Laughter, I will give you a special shout out. Lorraine is a very powerful breaker. She has some really good chaining abilities. She has some good elemental debuffing. She is just a very strong kit, providing that her kit, if her kit even gets even better, then she's just going to be absolutely amazing. Lorraine, absolutely great debuffer for a long time if you don't have CG Lid. And, I think that Orin flat out replaces her, but maybe Evil Laughter won't like that, but there you go. That's my opinion, such as it is. Roy, pass. Okay, no, we'll give Roy a little bit of attention. Bards are dead. Bards are really, really dead, and Roy, even into the future, just nothing. So if you're going to use him as a support for a while, fine, but, if your Raisha comes around, if Primrose comes around, if a lot of other units come around, and for people who don't know, oh, I removed Primrose from my party. That's weird. Maybe you'll get this collaboration, maybe you won't. But if nothing else, you will get your Raisha. There she is. She is a very, I think there are much better buffer options going into the future. And that's if you don't have a CE Nickel anyway. So Roy, hard pass. I just don't see what they could do to really make him relevant because singing is just kind of in. Lunera, oh my god. Now here's a unit that I can absolutely recommend to everybody. Lunera is a unit that I still use on the JP side. She's just really good for clearing out stuff because of her AR chaining. Not only that, but in her 7-star, she gets a massive magic boost. You can even build her to about, with true dual hand magic, considerably higher, over 2,300 magic pretty damn easily. Or at least I can. Anyway, but yeah, Lunera is still very strong into the future. She's an absolutely reliable unit to be using in many weeks in Arena. She gets a really nice buff ability across the entire board and heals HP and MP too. So yeah, 2 Lunera 7-stars. I cannot say this enough still. Absolutely fantastic, even to this day, as far as I'm concerned, on the JP side. And here's hoping she gets a little more love on the global side. Noctis. Again, Noctis is pretty much an arena unit, and Noctis is a damn good arena unit. Damn good, damn good. And it's this ability right here, the 120 ability that can cause multiple attacks of his different ones. Just causing that many status effects at once is really hard for an arena team to deal with. I mean, they have to basically be protected against stop and all status effects and nothing else. It's still doing a fair amount of damage, especially if you're chaining into this ability. So yeah, Noctis 7-star. He's still a pain in the ass on the JP side, but he's a reliable pain in the ass, whatever that's worth. Looking at CG Laswell. Now, CG Laswell is very weird because honestly, his 7-star form does make him quite a bit better. But even then, he still kind of fell off really, really hard, and I can't find him. Oh, I haven't fully leveled him yet. That's why. There you go. That's how much. But because of Laswell's enhancements into the future, as well as just some changes to true dual wield, Laswell will become considerably stronger and does have a fairly good future ahead of him. That being said, he's kind of always the bridesmaid, never the bride. In other words, he's just not going to ever be that powerful compared to whatever other unit is out at the time. So he's good enough, but not quite good enough. Gladio. Now, Gladio is actually a really awesome tank in terms of HP and surviving stuff. Apparently, he's even being still used on for tricks during Blood Moon Kai, which is the most recent trial on the JP side. So he does have as a tank, specifically a cover tank for a lot of units. He has a lot of really good stuff. With his enhancements and everything, I do believe he is stop resistant. So he's still just a solid tank, and even to this day on the JP side. So I'm hoping he gets a little bit buffed to make him just a little bit better. But yeah, he's really, really absolutely solid of a kind of, protect tank. So there you go. And of course, CG Sakura, amazing enhancements in the future. Absolutely dynamite kit. I still think that this is a really strong mage, even now on the JP side. Especially with her enhancement, she has become quite a bit better. So yes, gotta say, really love this. Really looking forward to seeing how all of these 7-star units get improved for the global side. I'm hoping to see quite a few global buffs for a lot of these units. Since many of them are coming so late in the game, I really am hoping for some nice surprises. But of course, I haven't even talked about Freyvia yet. Freyvia is kind of exciting, but a big question mark. Obviously, I feel like Aurora Freyvia will be the definitively better version than regular Freyvia, since she's coming out later. Freyvia is still a pretty awesome unit, and I think that she's still one of my favorite global units. It'll be interesting to see what her kit is, and speaking of which, I think we got a few details tonight. She can use dual wield or dual hand. She gets W cast by default, triple cast ability with cooldown or limit burst, and she chains with Octo Slash. The Octo Slash family is kind of a weird family. Maybe it's going to become more prominent on the global side. I don't think it ever really became anything that much on the JP side. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Having a way to unlock triple cast and natural double cast means that she'll basically be a true dual hand unit, and with some better support for magic, which I believe is her main stat, because I don't play the global side, so I'm kind of just basing this on what I know. Freyvia should be a pretty solid little unit, but I'm still willing to bet that, Gumi is going to want you guys to pull for the new one, not the old one. Or wait, is she a hybrid? She's a hybrid. Oh, God bless her heart. I knew there was a reason I loved her. All right, well, true dual wield hybrids are kind of a pain in the ass to build. So best of luck for all of you. Okay, let's continue on, because this was not the only news tonight. We actually got some news about the fan Festa units that we have been waiting for, or the fan units, I guess I should say. So welcome to the party, Beryl, as well as Ellesperis. Ellesperis? Anyway. Now, both of these units I have already kind of formed opinions on based on the early information we've got from them. Now, let's talk about the Tonberry, because Cryptic will be really happy if I talk about the Tonberry first. It is a magic attacker slash tank using magic and spirit stats. It swaps modes between defensive magic or offensive magic, cannot wield shields, more stronger using dagger. I'm not entirely sure that's the best grammar there, just stronger using dagger. Anyway, magic cover with provoke, as well as start battle with self-cast magic protection defense mode, can switch to offense mode during the 6-star to have W ability, and in 7-star have triple ability, and can chain with Transterra, Grimlord Sakura, Octoslash, and Divine Donation. So I'm guessing that it is Chaos Wave, as well as Octoslash and Divine Donation. First of all, I just want to say Beryl sounds absolutely pretty, actually maybe too powerful, and this might piss off a lot of people, who pulled super hard for Lilith to find that there is a better magic tank right away on the horizon. That being said, if Beryl is kind of a split role between attacker and defender, I don't know if she will, is it a she? I don't think it's polite to ask. Having a split role makes me think that it will be able to do both roles very well, but not necessarily as good. I think that everything personally sounds absolutely amazingly strong in Beryl's kit. Having the W ability and in the 7-star, having the triple cast ability is pretty cool. It depends what moves you can use, but it's pretty damn cool. Not being able to use shields is a little limiting, but if she gets stronger with daggers, I'm just going to label it as a she. Just bear with it. Honestly, I think that Beryl sounds absolutely awesome. I'm really interested to see if she ends up being absolutely amazing. I'm hoping so, but for anyone who pulled super hard for Lilith, maybe feels bad, man. Looking at the TMR, Light's Vengeance and Materia boosts HP magic by, how does that read exactly? Boosts HP by 20% and magic and spirit by 30%. I think this is a pretty good thing, pretty nice, even potentially in the future for some other units like CG Fitra, who is the beach unit. I can pull her up real quick. Maybe. Where'd she go? There she is. This girl, who is interested in magic and spirit and HP. Pretty darn good little TMR. Going back to Super TMR for a minute. No, I'm not. They just disappeared off my screen. Fantastic. Super TMR, Fallen Angel, Dagger, 10 attack, 142 magic, 142 spirit, boosts light and dark resistance by 40%, enables Sins of the Father, boosts equipment magic when a single weapon is equipped in both hands, barrel only. So this Super TMR sounds really, really good for Beryl. Of course, it depends what Sins of the Father actually is, but the light, the dark resistance, I actually think that this Super TMR is insane. I think that this is way too strong. 142 magic, 142 spirit is just a lot of stats to begin with, but also light and dark resistance too, and that's just good for almost any unit that can equip a dagger. But the boost for Beryl makes me a little curious about exactly how she will be. But yeah, really, really looking forward to her. And the other unit to talk about is Ellesperis, or Ellesperis. It's okay. Twitch commenters later will correct me, as well as all of you wonderful people in the YouTube comments. Necromancer, 5 to 7 star, strong against humans and demons. W ability by default. At 7 star gets the triple ability with Trust Mastery. So, we'll talk about that in a second. Self HP draining attacks, oh dear god, gets powerful buffs when HP drops. Some abilities to gain HP back. So what? Drain? Chain with Octo Slash and Divine Ruination. So obviously some good chaining good chaining options. Octo Slash and Divine Ruination. TMR giving the triple cast ability kind of reminds me a little bit of Ellie. Her TMR is a katana with 140 attack and 30 spirit. Let me tell you something. With some units it works, with some units it doesn't. Getting the triple cast ability constantly is a powerful thing, and as I have said with Ellie in the past, who is... don't know why my setup is glitching so hard tonight. Where are you, Ellie? Come on out. Don't be scared of the global people. They're more scared of you. Well, they're more scared of not getting you. Ha ha! Anyway. Ellie getting the triple cast has basically put her as the queen of the mages for the longest time, and probably still is. But let's be honest, 140 attack katana is going to be kind of a limiting part of her life to get triple cast, given the new damage formula, and if she is true dual wield, which... yeah, she has triple cast, so she's going to be a true dual wield. The new damage formula will basically kind of hurt her with her own TMR being needed to equip as her weapon. When the Super TMR update comes in the future, I think she will bounce back a little bit. But yeah, that Onimaru, it's a tiny bit worrying to say the least. Vampirism materia boost attack when equipped with clothes is her Super TMR, and attack is also when equipped with a katana, and physical damage against humans and demons. Sounds like it's just going to be a solid katana materia. And let's be honest, into the future, there's Axstar. There's Axstar and there's Orin, who both use katanas. So this is probably just really, really good. Oops. There it is. So yeah, why does that keep happening? Is that just a new update to Reddit? Oh my god. Anyway, the event sounds really, really cool. There will be the new introduction of the Wave Battle event. I'm really curious if this is going to be the JP style event that we are getting, or if this is something entirely different. JP has not gotten its Wave Battle event yet, so if Global gets it first, I'm going to be a little pissed off at Alum for not being able to get their fucking asses in gear or whatever the fuck is going on. Anyway, it looks like it has some good equipment to it. It looks like, there's even, materia and everything, so it might be good for players who want to start right now. The new Festa Units, both the Tonberry as well as your Demon Killer, here are my general impressions. I think that Beryl will probably be the better of the two. I'm really curious where Beryl stacks against current magic tanks. Normally, splitting a role like this is not exactly the best outcome to happen, as you usually end up with a unit like Elfrida. Now, is Elfrida bad? No, but again, she's kind of fallen off into the recent times on JP quite hard. And so a split role makes me a little bit worried about Beryl for that reason, and that reason only. Ellesperis makes me very worried. Self-damaging units just normally don't cut it. It could be different this time because it's not a chain finisher, it is a chainer, but it still puts up a big red flag. And if you're wondering why I'm putting up such a big red flag about this, well, Dark Knight Cecil as well as Dark Knight Luneth on the JP side, who is one of the more recent, hurts himself, gets extra damage, just wasn't that interesting, wasn't that good. And really, for a damage dealer right now, you kind of have to be just incredible. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm optimistic about both of these, but I'm also a little bit cautious, and maybe you should all be too. There will be a 25k step up that guarantees you at least 2 rainbows. At the end, you will get a guaranteed Beryl or Ellesperis, and apparently all players also get a free 10+1 pull for the new units, like the previous FanFesta. So that's pretty cool for everyone who is just kind of starting to play the game, or is playing the game. That's pretty nice. Hopefully JP gets its acting gear. 7-star awakenings, we'll have to wait and see what the GL buffs are, but I've basically given my thoughts in kind of excess. And the only other thing was to talk about FanFesta, and this is something I do want to bring up right now. FanFesta on the global side is offering its players a lot of good things. It looks like there are goodie bags, it looks like there's lots of good merchandise and everything. And the JP side, I'm not entirely sure. It looks like the FanFesta on the global side is better than on the JP side in our frickin' anniversary. I'm not saying that I'm super pissed. I'm not. But I am wondering if Alum can get their fucking act together at some point before the year ends. That's right. I worked an Alum slam into this. That's all for now. I will see you next time, hopefully when I get to talk about the actual GL buffs and some of these new cool 7-star global units. See you next time.